This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and welcome back to a new video. Today we're doing a logo redesign. I was looking online at some other videos from other designers, and I thought, you know, if everyone else is redesigning famous logos, I'm going to design famous logos too, just to put my word into there. I'm going to try to make this into sort of a challenge that we all redesign the same thing across different channels to see what everyone has got, and I think it will be a fun challenge, and you guys can take part in it too. So today I'm going to be redesigning famous candy or sweetie brands. In UK we call them sweets. The first one we're going to redesign is Skittles, and we'll see how many I can do in this video. It'll be probably interesting to see how long it'll take. So the first thing I see is the rainbows. So what is it? Taste the rainbow. And we've got a Skittle thing there. Okay, and now I need to find a typeface. So the first thing I'm going to do is find a good typeface. So let's just type in Skittles. I'm looking for something that is timeless because the actual logo that we've got already is pretty timeless. So it doesn't make much sense not choosing one that is pretty similar. The Futura looks okay. Gotham looks good as well. I like it, but it's way too similar. This is something that I could work with right here. Now that is pretty cool. It's a nice typeface and I could use that for the design. So instead of going upwards, I'm just going to keep it at this angle here. And I think the way that I'm going to redesign it is go a bit vintage minimal. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a new artboard here. And then once we've done that, copy that over, turn it into outlines. I'm just going to go into the design to make sure it's not got any blemishes like this. When I find a blemish that I don't like, I'll just use the erase tool. Failed on that one. That'll do for now, just to give it that sharp corner. In fact, I will put it on its side a tiny bit on the side. I like it with a little angle right there. And what we'll do is just bring this up. And the idea of this redesign is just to give it a kind of a different feel. So I'm going to be using the same aspects of the design, but I want a different feel for it. So I'm going to go ahead, bring that up even a tiny bit more, maybe to about here. Okay, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to blend these two together. So blend options, we're going to specified steps. We're going to go to 100 steps. And when we go to specified steps, it means that when we go to the blend and we make it, we get this sort of cool looking blend there, and it gives us a good base point. I'm just going to expand that, okay, and just merge them all together so we haven't got like tons of shapes killing the RAM on my computer. And this is where my computer starts to die on me because it hates the blend function if I just did it properly. Then Command or Control F, make sure we've got a stroke on this bad boy, and then simply with the stroke, make sure it's inward. And boom, we've got some sort of Skittle like 3D effect right there. So I like that. The next thing I want to do is try and do not an abstract version, but I want to go ahead and use Skittle shapes to create the brand. So I'm just making a circle. We're going to turn this into like one of the nice reds that they've got. So probably this one, or even yellow. Or green, which one? We'll do blue. This is a great way of making it look 3D at first. Join all that together, all the blacks. We need to make this look a bit more blue, so we can either go for a real gradient here. So I'm gonna just choose a new gradient for this. Now, to be fair, I don't think we should go for a real gradient. I think the best way of doing this would be to create a new circle, bring that down, get rid of this shape, make it a darker circle. We're going to copy this circle, expand it, and we're going to create the shadow like that. We're going to repeat the same process, but create an even lighter blue. We can change the opacity of this as well, just to bring it down a bit. And then I'm going to choose the S as well. So we're just going to use the S of the typeface. We're going to shove it straight in. Maybe change the angle of it slightly, expand it up, and we've got this kind of Skittle look. So I want this look basically, and we're just going to expand this out so all the things are scalable. So I want this look but with different colors. So we're just going to go ahead, rotate this. This is in front. Easy way to change the colors would be to edit and assign different hues to it. So we've got a red there, bring this one, center the back, edit, We've got a nice green somewhere. Bring that brightness up and everything. Change the size. Change the layout. Now, the other thing that we've got in the first logo is this sort of like rainbow thing that's going all the way down, which is like about tasting the rainbow. Skittles is about the variety of different colors and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just do something a bit more minimal. I mean, we can try that, but I just really like the idea of a circle. So we'll group it all together. I want the circle to sort of fit within the design as well. And we want to group all of these Skittles, and we can make more of these and just change basically the way that it works. And we can change the color of all of this group here. Like so. Gives the illusion that it's different Skittles that we're using. Take these two groups and we can shove them somewhere else as well. Just bring them behind the Skittle shapes. We can bring one of the groups, I think, above, just to give it that element of depth. But I don't want it to look too different. You can see the first logo here. It's got the same style, but the typeface is different. And this looks just a bit more modern. I don't want it to look like M&M's either, because that's a huge difference. So we're just going to decrease the size of them and basically just play around with it. This is just a fun little project, but I really want it to sort of like overlap a little bit, just like we've got on the first ones over here. Then what I want to do is basically just do the same highlights and shadows on this guy here, so we can create a shadow form. So once we've got this, I'm going to go ahead and copy it, do the same process as last time, just expand it up even more so, just so we get that nice tapered edge. Use the shape to get rid of it, and then I'm going to change the opacity down just a little bit and even bring it up a tiny bit, because I know it's not perfect, but I do want kind of like a lighter blue in there. And we've got that. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. This Skittles logo is looking okay. It's looking a bit bland up here at the top though, because I think the balance is so off. I'm just going to keep these up here and arrange these to the back, and we're going to increase the size of both all of these different Skittle groups here, and we're going to create a nice, hopefully balanced composition. But this could be a bit of trial and error, so we're going to keep adding more Skittles down here, but I think I like the way that it is now. I just need to make sure the whole logo is sort of like balanced across the screen, which is the hardest part of this, because I'm trying to keep it simple but have the elements inside of it, and there's probably a lot of things that I'm missing, but the simpler the design is, the better, I think. And I mean, the Skittles logo here is really bright, really colorful, so what I might do is just increase all saturation in here, hopefully in all the brightness. I kind of like that, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring that up there so we don't lose it. I'm just going to expand everything. Oh, wrong one. We're going to expand everything inside of this one, make sure all the strokes are outlined as well. And I mean, we could do a rainbow gradient, but I don't think it'll work very well. All right, so after a bit of fiddling, I've gone ahead and changed it to this. Now this is the main part here. I like this. I like it's red. I like that it's got a balanced composition as much as possible for this like cool logo redesign. And now I'm going to go ahead and wait for a mock-up to download, and then as soon as it's downloaded, we're going to go ahead and basically put it into a mock-up and present this thing. So now's the time to present the logo and to make it look like a brand. With Sweet logos, you can't really just have the logo. To make it look cool, you have to have a cool product package. So I've got a couple of mock-ups I'm going to try out here in Photoshop, and they're just free. I'll link them if I can remember the links down below. And hopefully we'll be able to create something cool. And I just want to see what it looks like before I start adding things on. I do mock-ups in a very strange way. So we've got some Skittles there. I mean, it looks okay, but we need to add some more stuff to it. So what I'm going to do is just basically take these Skittles and we're going to put them in to the mock-up, or even have some like wavy lines, because wavy lines are a thing now, all the way around the packaging. Make a selection, new layer on top. Cool. I'm just going to keep going. We can always like change these up afterwards. Let me just put this one over here. Let's just get this vector art object here just to hide this one for now and call it Skittles. and logo. This is where it gets a bit fun, designing the packaging of something. Let's go ahead and flip this horizontally. If you're enjoying this video, by the way, subscribe. I'm just going to change the hue. This is the way that I like to do it. Just change the hue and saturations of it. So we've got a really cool vintage retro package. I want to add some stuff into the middle of here. We could do a few things here. It's quite a difficult one to work out which one to do. So I might just get my brush out and I might start just adding like different lines or something. And I'm not looking at it from the actual design point of view. I'm looking at it from the way the package is presented, because we've got cool ways of getting the packaging to look good. I'm just making sure that it all works in tandem. So you see that little line we did then, we could just overlay that and change the opacity down. So we've got something a bit more interesting happening in the middle of it. This isn't going to be anything groundbreaking. But so far, I kind of like the look of it. It's very simple, and the packaging is what makes the difference. And I'm using a coffee package, to be fair. So there's one packaging, and we could go to another one and see what we can do with the second one, I guess. Let's go here, take all this stuff that he's got, just delete all that, we don't need it. The background this time can be white, and I'm just going to go ahead, copy all of this in as a smart object, just lower this down. What does it look like on a white background? It looks pretty cool on a white. And again, we'll just do the same thing as before. We're going to go ahead and flip it vertically, flip it horizontally, bring it down here, get this more into the center of the design. Change the background color. Oh, don't want to do that. There's so many different things you can do with this. This is the issue that I'm having. Like, I want to create something that looks good, but I also want to just keep it quite simple. What would it look like if, right, let's just grab all these Skittles for a sec. What would it look like if we just grabbed one of these Skittles, or we just composed them into, like, you know, it's falling like rain. So if we grab these, we can shove them around, changing the hue and saturation of the second ones. And from there, we should have a pretty cool concept that we can kind of roll with. Need to bring it behind. And then this top one, we can bring it over just the top of it a little bit. Maybe that's too much, but we don't know. That is probably way too much Skittles going on there. We'll just take a few of the Skittles off. So we'll probably just stick with this one, and we'll just float it to the side a bit. Or maybe they're just too big on the canvas. As you go through like projects like these, little things, a lot of it is just trial and error. Okay, we're going to keep it like that for the sake of time in the video, but we've got two comprehensive weird Skittle designs there. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I also just want to thank the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. If you're like me and you're a designer, then it's important to have a website where you can post your portfolio, you can keep up to date on a blog, and you can sell brushes and basically have your own little corner of the internet. Well, Squarespace is an amazing and affordable way of having your own website design. And even if you are a graphic designer and you don't know how to code like myself, then you can use Squarespace because it doesn't take a wizard to learn how to use it. There's no coding necessary. There's thousands of different templates, so whether you're a designer, a photographer, a cook, or someone who just wants to have a blog online, then Squarespace is the place for you. If you want to try Squarespace out, click the link below, and when you're ready, you can purchase it with 10% off with the click down below with the discount code. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by pressing that thumbs up button, sharing it online. Let me know what I could have done better. This is like one of the hardest sort of redesigns you can do because Skittles is a massive brand and you don't want to screw it up. And obviously Skittles didn't ask me to do this. I just did it because it'll be fun and I thought you guys might enjoy watching the sort of long drawn out process of me doing this. If you've got any recommendations to this design, leave it in the comments down below. And guys, remember to subscribe, turning on post notifications. And if you want to join the channel, which basically supports me further than just liking, subscribing and sharing, you can just press the join button. When you join, you become part of the group or the crew as I call it, and you're entered into a closed Facebook group where we talk more about it, which is going to get even more active as more people come on. So guys, click that join button if you want to. But anyway, have a good day. See you soon. Adios. Goodbye.